So today's guest of honor is Dr. Madhavi Pradhan, presenting a session on open accessing publishing. Uh, Dr. Madhavi Pradhan, presently working as an associate professor at All India Shri Shivaji Memorial Society, College of Engineering, Pune, Maharashtra. She is the member of Board of Studies in Information Technology, Savitribai Phule, Pune University. During her association with Savitribai Phule Pune University for last 16 years, she has worked in the different committees of Savitribai Phule Pune University like Technical Committee, Core Committee for Online Examination, Board of Studies, Coordination Committee in Computer Engineering, and many. She also had the opportunity to work in engineering colleges affiliated to Amravati University, Mysore University, Mumbai University in her career. She has 27 years of teaching, research, and administration experience. She did her Bachelor's of Engineering from Government College of Engineering, Amravati. She done his Master's M.Tech from SJCE, Mysore University, Mysore, Karnataka, and completed her PhD in Computer Science and Engineering from Sant Gadge Baba Amravati University, Amravati. She has published several research papers in national and international journals and conferences as the author and the co-author. She has worked as a reviewer for national and international conferences. Her research interest includes machine learning, clinical data mining, and soft computing. She got the International Paper Presenter Award by the Computer Society of India in 2012. She is the lifetime member of Indian Society of Technical Education and Computer Society of India. So I request Dr. M.A. Pradhan ma'am to start with the today's session.
Thank you, Nirja madam, for giving my wonderful introduction. But let me tell you, participant, I am one among the youth, one of the researcher, and today whatever presentation I am giving, it is just from my experience after doing the PhD. I need a feedback that I am audible properly. Hello?
Yes, madam.
Okay. So let us start this session. So I'm Dr. Madhavi Pradhan from AISSMS College of Engineering, Pune. And today I'm going to talk on the topic open access publishing. First of all, before starting my session, I want to congratulate the organization because they have picked up the topic which is very, very important and very, very relevant in today's situation. So whatever the presentation I am giving, it is just from my experience as a researcher, what good things I have done and what mistakes I have done. So I have learned from yesterday, and I don't want you all young budding researchers and academicians to commit that mistake and give good recognition and should have a good usage of whatever the publication you have done. Okay, so now let us start with the session open access publishing. Now, what is the takeaway from the today's session? So after attending today's session, you will able to answer 3 questions: how to make your publication open access, and of course get more citation, which is what basically the aim when we are doing the publication. Because if you publish something and it is not seen by the people, then you will not get the citation, and definitely all your hard effort of doing your research will not be that fruitful. Second thing is, are you publishing in a proper journal? And third question that you will able to answer of this session is how to find a suitable journal to publish your work. So that is what is the gist of or the takeaway from this particular session. So let us start, try to answer the first question, that is how to make your publication open access, and thus the result of it will you will get the more citations. For that, first of all, we have to understand what is open access. So open access is the practice of providing online access to the scientific information that is free charge. Free charge to whom? Free charge to the reader, and free of most copyright and the licensing restriction. So this is what is the open access. Now the question arises that if I am doing any publication, why I want to make it open access? What is my benefit? What is my interest of making it open access? So I will share with you my experience that during my PhD work, my 2 papers has got selected in a very reputed journal, that is Springer, and that 2 papers was my dream papers. Like I was very happy that these are my best paper. But after a period, because almost I completed 5 years after my PhD, and what I found to my utter surprise that my dream paper has got less number of citations compared to my other paper. So what was the problem? The problem was that the paper was published in a very reputed journal, but it was not open access, or even I never tried to make it open access. So that's what, dear budding researchers and academicians, it is very important that whatever the journal or whatever the paper you are publishing, it is very important that it should be available to the for the users. That means you should you should give more exposure to your you should get more exposure to your work. Okay, so just a minute, I want to make my are you able to see my mouse movements? Hello?
No, madam. No, madam.
Okay, okay. So can you make the mouse movements from okay, I will enable it. Find out what is that option. Just 1 minute. Sir, can you just...
yes, ma'am, it is visible now.
No, visible, but mouse movements, are you able to see? Okay, I done it.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, just 1 minute. Now you are able to see the movement of mouse?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Okay. Cursors you are able to see? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So the thing is that I have committed this mistake because I never thought of making my publication open access. The result of that, in spite of having a good paper, I didn't got the good citations for it. So that's what it is very important to make your research paper open access. And if it is open access, then it will have the more exposure to your work. More number of people will read your paper. Your findings in your research will be used by many practitioners, and definitely they will cite your paper and you will get the higher citation rate. There are other advantages only, but as a scholar or as a researcher or as an academician, for me what is more important is you should get the higher citation rate. So please remember that you may please make your paper open access so that it will be seen by a number of people, and the end out of it is you will get good number of citation. Now we are seeing the benefit of this. Now let us see that how you can make your work or your paper open access. For that, I have shown here the typically diagram, like what is this is a detailed diagram, but I will concentrate on the flow which generally we follow when we are publishing any paper. So what happens is that university and the institution will provide the access to the libraries of the different research paper, and for that definitely the universities and the institutions are paying some fees. Now this research papers, journals, everything is available in the library that will provide access to the scholars or the students. Okay. Now as a scholars and students, you will use these papers and all, you will come do some experimentation and you will come out with your own paper, which you submit to the publisher. Then after submitting to the publisher will do peer review of that. So rigorous review of that, it will pass through the number of review tests, and once it is qualified all that tests set by the publisher, you will get back your paper. Either you have to do some modification or it is accepted as it is. Now once it is accepted, it is in the acceptable form, the publisher will ask you to sign the copyright. So you sign over the copyright and you submit your publisher. Moment you sign over the copyright, your paper will be in the custody of the publisher. Okay. So after that, what happens is that then publisher can give it to the libraries and all. Maybe it is paid or whatever the policies it is having. And then this cycles will continue. Or sometimes, suppose if your library is not subscribing to a particular journal, you can individually pay for that particular journal and access that journal. The problem here is that once your paper has got into the custody of the publisher, it is not in your hand to make it, it's not easy to make your paper open access. Okay, so whenever you are publishing in your paper and you have a plan to make it open access, then you have to take into the consideration that with which publisher you are going to publish the paper. Now, before that, I will tell you that for making your paper open accessible, there are two methods. One method is called as the gold route and another method is called as the green route. So we will see this gold route and green route in detail. So thing is that in the gold route, what happens is that you write down the research paper, you don't give that paper to the publisher, you directly submit it to open access journals. Open access journal will do the review of your paper and then directly, immediately after the publication, it will be available for the open access. The other way is that it will be in the custody of the publisher and then through publisher, it will be put into the open access. That time it will be put into a repository or in an archive and from there through internet, the paper will accessible. But we will see that what are the problem by going through this green route. Okay, so to summarize, we have seen that there are two methods of making your paper open access, either directly giving it to the open access journal or through publisher putting it into the open access repository. We call it as open access archives. Okay, so now definitely when it is going through publisher, so all your rights will be in the hands and the publisher, and sometimes the publisher may try to exploit you, and it depends upon the policy which the publisher is using for putting it into the open access. So to conclude, we have seen there are two ways, gold route and green route. Now let us see in detail this route. So how to participate in an open access? So either through a gold route or through the green route. Now let us see the green gold route. So in the gold route, what you do is you identify a reputable open access journal, send your paper for the peer review. So open access journal only will do the open review of your paper, and after that review, when the paper is accepted, you have to pay the article processing fee (APC) to the publisher. Okay. Now, sometimes suppose if that open access journal is sponsored by some research institute or some statutory bodies and all, in that case you don't have to pay the article processing fee. So you have to pay the article processing fee, and your paper is published in the open access journal, and immediately your paper will be available to the readers. Okay. Now, in this gold route, the first step is very important. That is to identify. The rest of the things is very simple, but identify a reputable open access journal. So, to identify a reputable open access journal, what you can do is you can use DOAJ, that is the directory of the open access journal. So, it will give you the information regarding what are the open access journals are available and what are their policies, and whether it suits your that policy suits you or not. So depending on that, you will decide that whether which journal you should, which open access journal you will put your paper. So this is the gold route. So in the gold route, what is the critical step? So in the gold route, the critical step is to identify the appropriate open access, I mean to say reputable open access journal. Now let us see the second way. The second way is called as the green route. So here directly we will not give the paper to the open access journal. What we will do is we will submit the paper to the selected journal as per the normal. Like I told you that I have published my paper in Springer. When the paper is accepted, you submit a final preview copy to an open repository. Like if your institute is maintaining the paper, there you can submit it, and the metadata of the record will be picked by the Google, and anyone can find your paper via the Google. Okay, but this is for in the first you will see that it is a very simple procedure, but there are a lot of problems when you are going by this route. The main thing is that when you submit a paper to a normal journal and it is accepted by the journal, it is in the custody of the journal. So it depends upon the policies of the journal that whether you will be allowed to put it into the repository for the open access, or what are the have you have to pay some fees, or there are some conditions when we are putting it into the open journal. Now this is now how I will understand that what are the policies. Now I have to first understand what are the policies of my publisher to whom I am submitting my paper. Otherwise you will end up with a scenario where your own paper you are not able to access. So it is very important that you have to understand that the wherever you are submitting your paper, what are the policies of that publisher. So to summarize this, what I can say is that before publishing your paper, you have to understand the spectrum of openness of that particular journal. So the evidence show that citation to the articles made openly, evidence shows that the citation to the articles made openly accessible is more. That I told you before also, because if your paper is in the open access, then more people will see and you will get a more citations. If an academic author wants to put his research work in the open access, he will face a problem. And what is that problem? If it is in the custody of the publisher, that is when we are going by the green route, some publisher prohibit the author from using their own article. Or otherwise, if they allow, they will put certain conditions. What are these conditions? And there are some publishers who will freely allow you to put it into the repository. Now, what are the conditions they will put? Either they will ask you to pay some fee before putting it into the open access. Second thing, they will not allow the paper as it is to be put into the repository. They will ask you to prepare a preprint copy, post-print copy, and so on. And the third possibility is that there is a period called as embargo period. They will not allow for first 6 months to 1 year to put your paper into the repository. They will make the money, and after that they will allow you to put your paper into the repository. So that because of that, before publishing a paper into the journal, it is a good practice that first of all you find out that tomorrow if I want to put my paper into the open access journal, what are the policy of my publisher? And for this, Romeo will help you to find out this all information. So I have just shown you a slide where I shown that when you give the copyright to your publisher, these are the many things mentioned in that. So please, my dear participants, be particular when signing the copyrights, because you should know that when you are signing the copyrights, what rights you are handed over to your publisher. So what is this? What is Sherpa? How the Sherpa and Romeo will help you in this? So Sherpa and Romeo is the online research to check the publisher's copyright and self-archiving policies. Self-archiving policy means if I want to put in the paper for open access in a repository, what are their policies? So Sherpa is basically an organization set up in 2002 to run and manage the Sherpa project. And Romeo is a searchable database which will give the information regarding the policies of the publisher. So Sherpa and Romeo contains the publisher general policies on the self-archiving of the articles and also of the conferences. Each entry in the summary of Sherpa will give the publisher's policy, like what version of the article to be deposited, where it can be deposited, and they add any conditions that are attached to the deposit, like you have to pay the fees or you have to wait for the 6 months. All these details beforehand you will know if you use the Sherpa, and then you decide whether you are going to publish with that particular journal or not. The current version of the Sherpa Romeo is going to be decommissioned, is going to be out of service from 31st July 2020, and the new version will be available on the web address I have given here. Okay, so this is what is the Sherpa screen. This is the website. So you can put the name of your journal, and then on the right hand side you will get the Romeo color code, that is green, blue, yellow, and white. Now what is this color code? So it will tell you that what type of archiving policy the publisher has. Like can archive means can put the preprint or the postprint. Preprint means before final, before coming in the journal, whatever the print is there, that you can put, or after print, after publishing you can put it. Blue means it can add to post print, yellow means it can add to preprint, and white means it don't allow any putting it into the any repository. So before publishing your paper in the journal, please use Sherpa and Romeo tool to find out that what are the archiving policy, because if you get stuck up in the archiving policy of your publisher, you will not able to make your paper open access. So this is the new screen of the Sherpa and Romeo. So also video is available. You can see that how it's work. It will answer all your queries and all. So, and my sincere opinion is that tools cannot be taught. Tools can be learned by using them. So just I have given the website, and just you have to explore the options and you will find out that. But basically you have to remember that when to use the Sherpa and Romeo, when you want to publish your paper, and you have a plan to put that paper into the open access to get the information what is the policies of the publisher. So this is what the one of the screen from the Sherpa Romeo, new Sherpa Romeo. Okay, so finally this is what one slide I have prepared just for just to provide you the treasure of open access. So these are the open access resources. These are the open access resources available to the researcher and the student. So either this is a treasure, like you can use these resources either for submitting your papers or you referring the papers. Okay, so this is what is about the open access. So to summarize, what we have seen up till now is what is open access, why we should do our publication open access, then how we can do our publication open access, what are the problems we face while making our publication open access, and how Romeo and Sherpa help us in help us to avoid this particular problem. And finally, I have shown you the treasure, or I have shown you the number of online resources available. Okay, so this is the answer to the first part of my question, like how you can make and how you can make your publications open access and thus get the more citation. Then the second question which I was posed, what are you publishing in the proper journal? So in this particular part, I am going to talk about how to find out whether a journal is a proper journal or not. And then I will talk about the initiative of the UGC and University of Pune, SPPU, and we will see the tools that SPPU has come out to avoid this particular problem. Now, let us see what are the problems. So all over the world, researchers are spending time in writing the research paper, and everybody wants his or her work to be recognized. But most of the times, researchers are in the hurry to publish their paper, and so they may not pay attention to whether they have published it in the proper journal or not. Unintentionally, many researchers are submitting their research to the questionable journals, and more popularly, we call this as the predatory journals. Now, let us understand what is the predatory journals. So India is pushing to promote the open access academic journals, but we are facing the severe problem of the predatory journals. We'll have the low quality papers in that. Now let us see what is predatory publication. So predatory journal is a phrase which is coined by Jeffrey Bell. Jeffrey Bell is the librarian in the University of Colorado at Delaware. Predatory publication refers to the journals and the journal publishers whose main purpose seem to exploit or prey. This word predatory has come from the word prey. Prey the scholars and the academics and their need to publish the result for their research. Like suppose if you are doing MTech or PhD or you want a promotion, you need the publication, and that's what you will do. You will not check the whether it is reputed or not, and you just publish it. So a predatory journal is a publication that widely asks the researcher for the manuscript. They will keep on sending you the mail that submit your paper and so on, and you will get the confirmation in 3 days and so on. And they have no peer review system. They have no true editorial board. They publish the mediocre and even the worthless paper. And last but not least, they will ask for the huge publication charges. So to deal with this predatory publications, UGC has what UGC has done is UGC has come out with the UGC approved journals. So most of you must be familiar with this, that whenever you want to publish your paper, your guide or your colleagues will say, please publish it into the UGC approved journals. Now, UGC is nothing but the University Grant Commission. It is the statutory organization established by Government of India for coordination, determination, and the maintenance of the standard of teaching, examination, research, and so on. So one of the very active role of UGC is to deal with the problem of predatory journals, and for that UGC has created a white list, that is the open list of the quality journals. So if you publish your paper in the UGC approved journals, nobody is going to question about the quality of your paper. But it has been observed that due to some flaws during the list creation and implementation, it was polluted by the quality journals and face the severe criticism. Like large number of poor quality journals are included in the UGC approved list. So when the UGC was facing this problem, that time only SPPU, that is the Savitribai Phule Pune University, was preparing the guidelines for the research publication for Pune University. So it was noticed in 2015 that large number of faculty members from Indian universities are falling prey to the predator publishers. So SPPU has prepared the guidelines for research publication. It is available in the URL given here. So in 2017, a Center for Publication Ethics was established in SPPU. What they have done is that the group of like-minded academicians develop a robust protocol. They have prepared very stringent, very harsh guidelines to check whether a particular paper is a good quality or not, to analyze the UGC approved list. And to our utter surprise, 88% of the journals recommended by the university for inclusion in the UGC list were of poor quality. And the results were published on 25th March 2018 in the Current Science Journal. Over 3,000 predatory journals were removed from the original UGC list, which was of 5,000. So UGC approved list was having almost 5,000 titles. Out of that, 3,000 titles were the predatory journals, which is the low quality journals. Now this work of Pune University attracted the attention from media, academic community, and regulators like UGC, and UGC has invited the University of Pune to do this particular guideline thing for at the country level, and that's what has come into the existence is the UGC CARE. In early 2019, UGC decided to set up a consortium for academic research ethics. So when we are saying UGC CARE, that is nothing but CARE stands for the Consortium for Academic Research and Ethics. What is the job of this? The idea behind this, so they will promote the integrity and the publication ethics and to improve the quality of the research in the Indian university. Professor Bhushan Patwardhan is the chairman of this CARE. Bhushan Patwardhan is biomedical researcher and professor of health sciences at SPPU, and he is the current vice chancellor of University Grant Commission, which plays a key role in anti-predatory journal efforts. The members of this CARE, what they will do is they will identify, continuously monitor, and maintain a reference list of the quality journals. So I suggest you that I have shown here a URL. So it is a very good interview of Mr. Bhushan Patwardhan on India's fight against the predatory journal. So this is must watch video. Now, saying all those things, the question arises that why we should be so careful about publishing the UGC CARE list or in the good journal. So the reason behind that is the credibility of the research publication is extremely important, because it will show the academic image not just of an individual but of the institution and also of the nation. Because if you are the students of a particular institute and your research paper is not of good quality, definitely it will bring the bad name to their institute. The number of research articles published in the reputed journal is one of the indicator we use in the ranking like NAAC MBA appointments, promotions, membership, awards, etc. Now only the number of paper has not given the weightage, but the number of papers in the good quality journals. So the problem of the pediatry or dubious means doubtful substandard journals has become a critical problem worldwide, and the percentage of research articles published in poor quality journal is reported to be very high in India, which has adversely affected our image. So publication in the dubious substandard journal reflect adversely, leading to the academic damage and tarnish or spoil the image of not only of individual institution but our nation. So my dear participants, it's very important that whatever the paper you are publishing, please see to it that it is in the reputed journal, and for that UGC care list will help you. In June 2019, first edition of the UGC care reference list of quality journal was released, and and it is available on the care website. So I will show you the tool which the Pune University has developed, and apart from that, so many other things also available on that website, that is relevant publications, audio, video material, and so on. So just one final very important point regarding the UGC care I want to tell you is that any henceforward any publication in a pediatric journal or presentation in a pediatric conference shall not be considered for academic credit for selection, confirmation, promotion, performance appraisal, award of scholarship, or the credit of any form. So now it has become mandatory that you have to publish your work in the UGC care reference list. These are the objectives. I will not go into the detail of this. We'll just see the important objectives. So the important objective is to promote the high quality publications and to prevent the publication in the predatory journals. And for this, what UGC care is doing is it will create and maintain a UGC care reference list of quality journal. And always you take care that whenever you want to do the publication, you have to check that whether your paper is in this UGC care reference list, and if it is in a journal which is in UGC care list, then nobody will doubt on your publication. Now to do this, the Pune University, that is the Savitribai Phule Pune University SPPU, has developed a software tool to identify the predatory publication. So let us see that tool. So this is what is the web address of SPPU, that www.puneuniversity.ac.in. So I just want to share on a lighter note that whenever I go to take the interview in the Pune University and I ask the student, I ask the candidate that what is the web address of the Pune University. So he will sometimes will not able to tell the URL. Then I said, "Arey, you are working in Pune University and you don't do the address." So he said, "No, madam, I don't require it. I just put it into the Google Pune University and you can go to that website." So anyhow, so that is the way you can reach to SPPU website. So www.unipune.ac.in. And I feel very proud that I associated with the SPPU, and I am staying very near to SPPU, next to SPPU. So this is what is the web page. After going to a website, this is the home page of SPPU. Now, after you can see here one option called as UGC care. I will just show you it in the close-up. So this is the option UGC care. Okay. So go to Pune University website. Go to the home page of the Pune University website. Go to the option UGC care. When you click this option, then you will reach to the home page of UGC care. Okay. So you will get a home page of UGC care. So these are number of options available here: home, about, UGC care. So whatever the history I have told you is basically available in this about section. The most important the thing which is important to us is the UGC care list. Okay. So this is the option of the UGC care list. So before exploring this option of UGC care list, let us understand how this list is prepared. Because what I tell you that you can use the tool, but you should know that exactly what is available under that particular option. So first of all, understand what is the UGC list. So UGC care list has two groups. And these groups are not hierarchical or ranked. It is not like that group 1 is more important or group 2 is more important. They is of equal importance. But the difference is in the way in which it is prepared. So UGC Care List 1 group will have the journals which found qualified through UGC Care protocols. So UGC Care has decided some quality, quality checking measures, and through all these rigorous measures, the journal has to go pass that all that test, and then it will put into this list. So the journals which come to this procedure will be in the UGC Care List 1. The second is the UGC Care List 2. So the journals indexed in the globally recognized databases like Scopus or Web of Science, they will become directly the part of group 2. So they don't have to go through the process of approval process of UGC Care. Okay, because they are already renowned journals, so they directly will get in the UGC Care List group 2. So that's what UGC Care List will be have group 1 and group 2. Group 1 has to come to the rigorous checking through UGC Care. Now again, one important thing is that suppose a particular journal is in a UGC Care List, it is not like that it will be forever in that list. There will be the continuous updation of the UGC Care List. UGC Care List is dynamic. It is updated quarterly. That is on the 1st of January, 1st of April, July, and October. It will be checked rigorously. And if any complaint is there that the quality is not good, again the review process will done, and it is decided that can it be a part or not. So the paper can also be removed. And if the 1st of January, April is a public holiday, then the next working day is done. So that's what this quality checking is continuously done. Now we will come back. So if you click on this UGC Care, you will get the 3 options: search UGC Care List, view submission, and analysis protocol. So we have seen what exactly this UGC Care List will have. So now if you come to the search option, so in the search option, what you see that here there is a search, and it is written by search by. So suppose you want to see what all journals are there under the science, you have to if you click, then you will get all journals which are present under the heading science in the UGC Care. Likewise, you can search for the social sciences, arts, humanities, multidisciplinary, and so on. Suppose, for example, you have decided to publish in a particular journal and you want to find out whether that journal is in the list or not. That time you can use the option search by. So let us see what is this search by option. So if you click on the search by option, these are the options available: title, ISN number, publisher, subject, language for publication. So suppose if you want to search by title, so select title, put the name of the title and search, and it will give the entire report of this if it is available in the UGC Care. If it is not the part of the UGC Care list, then it will say it is not found. So definitely then you will drop the idea of publishing in that particular journal. Okay. So these are the search options available. Now also, if you see in the right hand side, you will see recently added journals and recently removed journals. So I told you that the UGC Care list is dynamic. Like if they found after the 4-month the journal is not maintaining its standard, they can remove it. I will show you what is that process. And some good journals they find out, they can add into this. So this is the recently removed journal. So it is given ISN number, and it will also show that when it is discontinued and so on. Okay. And similarly, recently added journal list also will be there, where all details like when it is added and all will be given. So we have seen the search UGC Care list. So in the UGC care list, and then the next option is in the new submission. Now what is this new submission? So in suppose for example, you have come across a good journal, and according to as per your opinion, that journal is a very good or reputed journal, but it is not present in the UGC Care list. So in that case, you can suggest that journal for including the UGC Care list. But for that, very rigorous process is there. So this is the new submission. You have to go to new submission, and there is a new submission form. So if you click on new submission form, so this is 3-page form is there, where you have to fill all the details about the journals which you are recommended to have a place in the UGC care list. Now, what is the procedure of including a journal? So the proposal for journal to be considered for inclusion in UGC care list, it can be submitted by the editor, publisher, or individual. So this is what is the flow chart I have shown. So either the publisher or the individual will show. But I'll just explain, give you the example. Suppose if you are working in a particular college, so suppose I am working in a college AISLS, and I have come across a journal. My opinion is that it is a very good journal. So what I have to do is I will give that suggestion to the IQSC cell of my college. So I will IQSC cell is the internal quality assurance cell. So I will inform it to my IQSC cell of my college. They will do certain screening, and after that, if they feel it is appropriate, they refer it to the parent university. So my parent university is the SPPU. So they will refer it to the SPPU. So then what the parent university will do, the parent university will refer it to the UGC care university. So what is this UGC care university? So for every zone, UGC care has identified certain university which will act as the UGC care university. So from the parent university, it will go to the UGC care university. There some primary criteria will be checked, and then it will send for the further checking. That is, it will go to the UGC cell of the journal analysis, and from that it will go to the empowered committee, and then finally it will go to the UGC list. So only thing I want to tell you is that either whatever the way, whether to the publisher or individual or through college or through university, it has to go through the number of stages before becoming the part of the UGC care list. So this is what is the process. So we have seen the new submission. So this is what is the process followed in the new submission. You have to first apply, you have to inform it to your college IQSC. After college IQSC, it will go to the parent university, parent university to, it will go to UGC care university, and then through to the analysis department of the UGC. So this was regarding the new submission. Then the third option, then the third option is the third sub option here is the analysis protocol. Now, what is analysis protocol? So UGC has established a cell for journal analysis at SPPU. UGC cell of SPPU at the Center for Publication Ethics. So they have a separate division for this particular work, and what they will do is they will create and maintain the UGC care list, and Influent Center Gandhinagar is serving as a supporting agency for that. So we have seen that this is what is the entire process which I explained you, that it's not like that you are recommended the journal and then it will put it into UGC's care. So it has to go through this analysis protocol, that first send to college and university, then apply all those data, and thorough analysis will be done by the analysis protocol, and then your journal will come. If it has passed through all these stages, then your journal will come into the UGC care list. So we have seen UGC's care list, in which there are three options. One option is for the searching. Then the second option is you want to suggest some new journal to put in the UGC care. And third, we have third thing is about the protocol for putting the journal in UGC care. Now, after that, what happens is that there is one more option called as feedback. Now, why this feedback option is given? So it has been observed that a few journals have changed their behavior after being listed in the UGC care. Like once they get a place in UGC's care, they don't worry about their quality, and they will start acting like a predatory journal and try to attract the authors by advertising that they are in UGC care. So to avoid this, what UGC care has done, it has created a feedback and grievance resisting mechanism where anyone can report the unethical practices of the journals or the publisher, And if any such complaint UGC receives, then it will reevaluate and scrutinize the journal. And if they found to be involved in any unethical practice, the journal will be removed from the UGC care list. So previously we have seen that option of the remove journal. So it is a continuous process. It's not like that once a journal has got a place in once a journal has got place in UGC care, it is forever. It is not like that. Continuously this quality initiative will be going on. Okay, so this is what is the screen for giving the feedback. Like if you have any complaint, you can fill here, you will get a OTP, then you have to send your OTP and fill your details and file your complaint, and very serious thought is given to that particular journal, whether it is to be kept in the list or not. Okay, so this is regarding the feedback. Now, apart from this, there are other resources. So the resources, like if you go to the resources, so you will get lot of information regarding the some latest interviews, some latest what we say journals published. Like recently, some resources for coronavirus COVID-19 are very nice resources are available. So this all information also you will get from the website. Okay. So this is what about the SPPO tool. So just to summarize what we have seen up till now is that we have talked about this particular issue of the predatory journals. So that was my second question, like are you publishing in a proper journal? So the problem is of predatory journal, that is the substandard or the suspicious or the low quality journals. And to deal with problem, first we had the UGC list published by the UGC approved list published by the UGC. Now to make the quality factor more important or more rigorous, what we have come out with the UGC care list, and we have seen the SPPO tool, how to use it. And please, my sincere request is that it is we have made our practice in our college that whatever publication we want to do it, first we will use the SPPO tool to evaluate that. The student has to bring the report that it is available in that particular repository which is prepared UGC repository, and then only we allow the publication. So this was the second point, the second part of my publication. And the last and the third part is how to find out a suitable journal to publish your work. Now, the thing is that where not to publish we have told, but where to publish. So it is also very important to find out a suitable journal to publish. Now, this is what generally the mistake we do it. Any advertisement comes or any email you get about the publication, immediately you don't give a serious thought about whether it suits your requirements of publication, and just be allowed to just we go ahead in publishing in that particular journal. So before publishing into the journal, these are the certain questions you should ask. So first of all, does the subject of your article match the journal's subject focus? Because this matching should be there. Otherwise, directly they will reject your paper. Does the journal accept the article? Does the journal accept the article type you intend to submit? Okay. Is journal read by your target audience? Because whole lot of your interest is that your journal should be read by the large number of audience. If you are publishing in a journal which is, suppose I am from computer science and I have published in a journal which is not very popular in the computer science domain, then definitely it will not be read by your target audience. Is the journal included in the bibliographic and the subject specific databases? Because if that is the case, then it will get more recognition. Does the journal have an online edition? Because if it is the online edition, it will become more, it will reach to more number of people. Is the journal's impact factor in line with your requirements? Because many times your guide will tell you that impact factor should be so and so. So beforehand only just check that what is the impact factor of the journal. Is the journal regarded as a prestigious one in its field by your colleagues or the people in your domain? And second very important thing is that what is the turnaround time for the article submitted to the journal? Because many times what happens that you will submit a journal paper and it will take a lot of time to publish. So that is very important, because suppose you want to appear for any defense and before that you want your paper to publish. So this turnaround time is very important. How many times a year is a journal published? What are the publication charges? Is the length and structure of your manuscript acceptable to the journal? Because I will tell you that I like the paper from the Science Direct very much, because they will give you full freedom. It will have number of pages will be more, and that's what you are able to write down your article in very detail. Some another question you might consider is that, does the journal have an international audience? Is the journal peer reviewed? Because it is very important that you should publish in the peer reviewed journal. Who is the editor of the journal? Who is on the editor board of the journal? Which authors publish in the journal? Is the journal is having SSI database? Is journal available online? Is journal published by an international association or any reputed society? So these are the questions. So this is the checklist. Like just don't blindly put the paper in any conference and or give it to a publisher for publishing it. You have to do the thorough analysis of that particular journal. Now, if I want to do it manually, it is next to impossible that I will take each journal and find out that what are my requirements and what sort of that journal is that. So for this, what you can use is the tools for finding a journal for publication. So there are number of tools available. So to find out the best journal tools, these are the tools available. So Gen, Journal Guide, Essay Finder, Springer, ThinkCheck, and this is a complete spectrum of the journal. So as I told you that the tools is that you most of these tools are the freeware, so you can download it and you can use it. The more you use it, more you learn that how effectively you can use them. So some of the few journals which is mentioned there, I'll just talk about them. So one of the very popular tool is the journal or the author name estimator, that is called as GEN. So what this GEN will do is basically when you use the GEN, so suppose you are recently written a paper and you are not sure where to publish it, or maybe you want to find the relevant articles to cite in your paper, or you are an editor and you want to find out the reviewer for your paper. So that time this GEN can help you. So this is the URL for the GEN. So this is what the GEN look like. So this is the what we say the home page of the GEN. So here it is. So what you can do is you can paste your abstract or keywords, and then the GEN will suggest you that what are publishers or what are journals are available. So lot of options are there. Either you can find out the journals, you can find the authors, you can find out the articles. Then scramble means if you enter the abstract and you don't want that abstract to be seen by somebody, so you can scramble it. So what will happen? So those who are able to see it, they will not able to see the original abstract, but the processor will work on the original abstract. And there are lot of options, so please explore it. So GEN is one of the tool. Then second is the Elsewhere Journal Finder. So this Elsewhere Journal Finder, what it will do, it will also help to find out the specifically elsewhere journals that could be best suited for publishing your scientific article. The best part of this journal finder is that it uses very smart search technology, and because of that it is using lot of those who are from the computer science, they may be familiar with this, so they will work on the semantics. So they will not do the simple key matching. This is the word and what is the matching word in the journal. Based on that, it is not deciding. It is deciding upon the meaning. So it is very intelligent. So Elsewhere Journal Finder is also one of the way. So this is what is the screen of the Elsewhere Journal Finder. So you have to enter the paper title, you have to enter the paper abstract and keywords, and lot of options are there. So it is if not possible to explore and basically use it. And here basically what he has done, he has given some samples abstract also. Like if your paper is not ready, he has given some abstracts, and you can use that abstract and you can learn the tool. So this is the tool that is the Springer that is developed by the Elsewhere. Then the second, one more tool is the Springer Journal Suggester. So this is also one of the very fantastic tools. I have used it many times. So this also tool works on, like, you give your keywords and abstract, and it will do very intelligent job, and definitely it will guide you, or it will tell you some good journals where your research will be have the better place to publish. Apart from this, like we have seen Jane, Elsewhere, Springer. Apart from this, there are, because this is what is given in the given as a topic to me. But apart from this, also other tools are there: EndNote, Match, Think, Check, Submit, Publish or Flourish, Open Access. So number of tools are available. So according to your necessity, you can select the tool, and then you can decide that. Which is the which is the journal which suits your publication. Now, to summarize, what we have seen is that when you want to publish a paper, it is very important to find out the suitable journal for your publication. And why we want the suitable journal? Because your paper should reach to the audience, your targeted audience. It should go to the international level, and it should give it should get the recognition. And it is very difficult to do it manually. So number of tools are there to find out the publication. Okay, so purposefully I have kept some 5-10 minutes to share my experience regarding the publication. So I'll just tell you that my son was studying in the BITS Pilani, and there they will do a lot of projects, and they will prepare the project report and all. And I have suggested him, like, you publish the paper and all. So he said once the student gets the marks, they are less bothered about the publication. And he said, no, what is the point in publication? So forcefully I asked him to know, you should write a paper and all. And fortunately that paper has got selected in the IEEE conference. And to my utter surprise, when he has taken his MS admission, he has got the complete free ship only because his publication was in a reputed journal. So definitely it's very important that you should publish whatever the research you have done. And your research will get public, your research will get recognition, it will reach to the people, and you will get maximum out of your research when you put it into the proper paper. Okay, publish it with the proper publisher. So this is what is very important. So I think with this you have got the answer to the 3 questions that we have posed in the beginning. The first question was regarding what? What was the first question? The first question is that why you want to make your how to make your publication open access and get more citation. So how you are going to make your publication open access, either by the golden route or by the green route. And then we have talked about what are the ways, golden route and the green route, what are the problems, how the Sherpa can help you to sort out avoid you from that problems. And then we have talked about publishing the proper journals. The major issue is of the predatory journal, and we have talked about and what are the solutions to that. First it was the UGC approved list, then it is UGC care list, and we have talked about the software tools. The third question was how to find a suitable journal to publish your paper. So for that, number of tools available, we have seen that the number of tools available for publishing this to give you the suggestion that what is the proper journals, and these are the questions that you have to ask yourself, that why I am doing this publication. So my dear participant, it is very important that you work very hard for your research. And the mistake which some mistake which I have done is that I have never given a serious thought about where to publish, what to publish, when to publish, why to publish. So it's very good that now for the PhD student already this course has kept through which beforehand only you will get the details about this. So it is very important that your hard work in the form of a research work should be published in a journal. But while publishing in a journal, please check the openness of the journal. It should not happen that your own work you are not able to put it in the open access. Avoid the predatory journal and publish in a suitable journal. So this is what is the key to the fruitful publication of your journal. So this is what is from my side. So if any queries are there, I will be happy to answer. Yes.
Hello.
Okay, so can you put your queries in the chat box?
Ma'am, can I ask some questions?
Yeah.
Yes. Good morning, ma'am. I'm Anju Pandya from Indore. I'm a research scholar, and today I have cleared so many doubts about this UGC care and all. So I'm very thankful to you for this. Ma'am, I have
Thank
one
you.
query.
Yes.
Ma'am, we have gone through the Pune University, then we went to the UGC care list
Yeah.
option
Yeah.
there. Right?
Yeah.
We can't go directly to the UGC website and we can search there also.
UGC website. I am not very much aware whether it is option is because it is that responsibility is given to the Pune University. So you can go to Pune University, but definitely UGC website also somewhere might have given that option. But I am not very much confident that where it is available.
Okay. Ma'am, I tried actually before this, but I didn't get any information from there. But when you were about UGC care list, with you, I did the whole process with that Pune University. I registered myself and I got all the information from there. So that was easy actually. But why we don't get information directly through UGC care, UGC website?
So I think I am not the right person to decide where to put the link and all. But this is what the way, because being the part of SPPU, I find this is the easiest way. But anyhow, your this concern I can really convey to the proper authorities because I'm having the access to that. So I will just convey them this is the problem that people are facing it. And you can make this link available at the UGC website also. But you are able to do it now, no?
Yes, ma'am. I'm done with you only when you are showing the procedure na. I did with you, and I'm done because I'm registered there, and I'm able to see the list now.
Okay. Thank
you so much, ma'am.
And I will give my mail address over here. So anybody is having any queries, not immediately, but after this session also, you can send me your difficulties, your doubts, and I will happy to answer all those queries. So mapradan@aissmsua.com is my mail ID. So you can reach me to this. I have seen the chat, and in the chat it is written that can we send a copy of paper available us for open access after publishing in any journal which is logged by the journal? Yes. So Pranjali Deshmukh has asked this. Like I think Pranjali, you mean to say that you have already submitted it in a journal and it is logged by the journal. So for logged by the journal, there are two things. First of all, either the publisher may ask you to pay some fees or pay some fees, or sometimes if the publisher is not cooperating, in that case there are certain authorities where you can put your request to some research institute and all, and through them you can get the paper. So many times my librarian will help me in doing all these things. So actually, sorry, I was not shown my last two slides. The librarian in my college, she is the India ambassador of DOAG. So any such problem you are facing, you can just write me back. I will try to get it through my librarian. Okay, but definitely that's what henceforward you use the Sherpa and Romeo before putting your paper into the journal, so it will not get locked. But if it is locked, either you have to pay the fee, or you have to request your publisher, or you have to wait for 6 months, whatever the period he has, that embargo period he has told. Okay.
Okay. Thank you, madam.
Then one more question I am saying, how to find if there is any international audience for the journal. Okay, so Smita has asked this question: how to find if there is any international audience for the journal. So what happens is that when you are when you put it into the search will give you a lot of a lot of information. All this information, whether it is internationally available or not, and Sherpa also give lot of information, like what all targets are there, what are the citations are there. So definitely these tools will give you all this information. I have shown you the spectrum of the tools. Just put that your the journal's name in that, and it will give you all information. So in that, one of the thing is international audience. That particular aspect is also considered in that tools. Somebody has asked me, if possible, can you please kindly share this PPT? So yes, 100%, because I don't want the researcher to commit the mistake knowingly or unknowingly I have done. So I request the organization. Actually, I was about to ask that you can freely use my PPT. How to find whether the journal is peer reviewed or not? Yes, when you use the tool, when you use the tool, it will give you all information. Actually, because of lack of time, I have not shown you. Otherwise, I might have shown you online. So there it will mention, it will give all information whether it is peer reviewed or not. So you put it into a tool, like you can put it in the Gen, and Gen will give you the all information about the journal, whether it is peer reviewed or not. One more question I have got: what about the UGC Square? It has open access or not? Yes, Kishore, it is open access. Right now, one of the participant has done along with me, only because it is funded by the UGC, so there is no fees for it. It is open access. You just log in and you can use the tool.
Good morning, ma'am.
Hello. Yes.
Ma'am, good morning. Ma'am, it was really a very informative session through which you have actually shared the importance of the publication. Like whatever work we are conducting, it should come in public domain, and that to be in a reputed way. Madam, my question is, like, while searching a journal, and we found that there are more than one journals available related to our work. So can we submit our work to more than one simultaneously?
No. That is one of the most difficult part of your publication. That always you have to take care that simultaneously you cannot do the submission of same paper at two different places, because because once you have put it into a particular journal, it will go into the it will go into the what we say peer review or review process of that particular journal. So it is officially not allowed. But I will tell you one simple way to avoid this. So generally what we used to do is that whatever the work is there, try to make the two parts of it, one part in one journal and one part in another journal. But of course, one of the attribute which is checked for the quality journals is whether the two journals or two papers is having the similar content. So it is also objectionable. So it is not allowed, but that's what divide your work and then send it to different journals. Okay. I hope I have answered your question.
Yeah, thank you so much, ma'am. Actually, we all were waiting for acceptance, right? That's the reason why I asked you.
Yes, correct. That's what in that checking I told you, that you have to also see what is the turnover time of the journal, like the time you have put your journal and the time by which you get the what we say answer from that particular journal. That's what. Please don't rush to publish your paper. First, do the analysis through all the tools that I have told you. Find out what is the turnover time and all, and according to your requirement, you select the journal. So that is the problem all researcher will find out. You put the paper and the months together, you have to wait to get the answer from your publisher. One more question I have seen here. Is there any possibility that a journal is Scopus and is not in UGC Square? Then what we can do that aspect? Okay, yes, very good question. Suppose, for example, any Scopus journal is there and by chance it is not in the UGC care list, we have seen the procedure of adding the new journal. So you recommend it, like suppose you are working in a college. So you bring it to the notice of IQSC of your college. Your IQSC of the college will inform to the parent university, and parent university will inform you to the UGC care university, and then it go through to go process. And they are very, very fast. Like within 4 months and all, they will add your journal. One more question. Okay. Okay. So it all got regarding the PPTs. Gupta sir is online. Hello. Hello. Gupta sir is online. Okay. Anyhow, I will request the organizer to provide you the PPTs. Okay. Anything?
Hello.
Any
Hello,
question I have missed out?
Hello, madam.
Yes.
This is Pankaj Kumar from Government Polytechnic, Ambad.
Yes,
Maharashtra.
madam. We will. Yes,
Hello.
madam. Sunil Gupta. Yes, yes, madam.
So I don't have any problem. It is for the researcher. This presentation I have prepared for all budding researcher, and I will be more than happy if they use it. So please share
Yes,
my PPTs.
I will collect from you, and later on I will share among the
Okay.
all researcher, madam.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, madam.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyone from question?
Hello. Hello, madam. Madhu. Hello.
Yes. I am hearing.
This is Pankaj Kumar from Government Polytechnic, Ambad, Maharashtra. मैडम अभी आपका जो प्रेजेंटेशन बहुत अच्छा लगा एक्चुअली जो आपने बताया है पूरा ये हमें एक्चुअली जब एमई करते तभी बताना चाहिए था तो कोई बताया नहीं था
Yes, correct.
ऑलरेडी क्या था कि जो जैसे पीएचडी में अभी आपने जिस ये इंक्लूड किया है वैसे एमई में इंक्लूड होना चाहिए था तो ठीक है अभी तो एमई तो हो गया है कंप्लीट लेकिन जो जर्नल पब्लिश किया है मैडम
Okay.
so we can find out whether those journals are published already available in this care list or not तो हम फाइंड आउट कर सकते हैं उसको
या कि जहाँ पे आपने पब्लिश किया है एंड नाउ यू आर टू फाइंड आउट वेदर दैट इज यूजीसी केयर और नॉट दिस इज व्हाट योर क्वेश्चन
yes ma'am yes
हाँ so yes in the search option what you can do is in the search option you have the options like either you put the title of the journal or ISN number whatever is available and put it select the title option then put the title and do the search so if it is not available it will give the zero searches.
Okay.
So that is very much possible. Like if it is not, you can verify because most from past 2-3 years, what we have done is we have referred the UGC list, UGC approved list. UGC care list has come recently in 2019. Okay,
yes,
so you can verify it. Like whatever the journal is there. Now it is available in UGC care or not and also if you feel that now the UGC care is not considering it as a good journal but you have the evidences that it is a good journal you can again recommend it and you can get that journal in the UGC care.
Okay madam. Actually I have completed my MA from SPP University only in 2014.
Okay. Yes.
from
so that,
MIT.
Yeah, MIT. So very nice to listen from you and it's very good suggestion and fortunately I am on the technical committee and board of studies of the Pune University so very good suggestion you have given and I will make a point to suggest during because next year only the revision of ME syllabus is there so we have a subject called as research methodology so we will keep this introduction of SPPO tool in that very nice suggestion. Thank you madam.
Thanks.
Yes. Any questions? So I think I have answered all the questions and thanks for the patient listening. And I want to thank the Mrs. Rushali Dandavate, the librarian of AISMS College of Engineering. Because after my PhD, I was a very active library member and I used to have a lot of interaction with our librarian. She is the India ambassador of TOHE and from her also I have got a lot of information and these are the references I have used. Okay. So thank you participant for the patient listening. And any offline queries are there. I am happy to answer it. Please send mail to it. I will try to answer your queries. Thank you. Yes, Gupta sir, shall I leave the reading? Hello? 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 Participant, any queries? You can unmute yourself and you can ask it, or you can put it into the chat box. Hello? So I think I had done. Hello? Hello?
मिला तुमको हैं
Hello, one more query I got, that is
यार हम डेली याद करते हैं क्या करें
Shamli Chopde. Shamli Chopde, can you unmute yourself? Your written paid journals are not counted, but Shamli Chopde, are you online? Hello? Okay. Shamli Chopde, I didn't understood your question properly, but
Hello?
paid journal.
Hello?
Yes, yes. Shamli.
Madam, in many times in any committee, they said that only free journals will be counted, not the paid one. So in open access, generally they go for fees. They ask for the fees. So in that case, what to do then?
No. First of all, this is a wrong concept that the paid journals are not counted, because the major criteria which you have to take into consideration is the impact factor. Okay, so that impact factor you have to consider. And I told you that if that journal is in the UGC care, then absolutely there is no problem. You don't have to worry about whether it's a paid journal or the free journal. Okay, so. What happens is that if it is a paid journal, please try to, like, when you file your papers, along with the file, along with your paper, also keep the information regarding that, where it is published, what is its impact factor. That is the way in which I prepare my journal files. So I will file my paper. I also keep a hard copy of what is it impact factor, who has published it, what was the target audience. So complete analysis is there. So that is what the information you put in front of the committee. Nobody is going to ask any question. And that too, if you are publishing it in the UGC care, whether it is paid or not paid, nobody is going to doubt about the quality of the paper. How to search for the free publication for the paper publication. So Vaishali has asked this question. So Vaishali, you can mail me your mail ID. I will send you the website where the names of many free journals are available. Okay. So if you send me your mail ID, I will send you the URL of that particular site, which will give you the complete information about the free journals. Yes,
madam, madam, is it possible to share that now itself so that everybody can see that instead of one person?
I don't have it. I'll just find out because I think I am having the mailbox. I don't have it immediately, but definitely I will write down my mail ID. Immediately I will send you, because I think it is in my other laptop. So you just answer to this mail, and I will send you the URL of the site.
Sure, madam.
One more question is, sometimes reviewers are asked to propose by journal how to decide the reviewers. Okay, so how to decide the reviewer? For that you can use the Jane. So Jane will help you in finding out the reviewers for your journal. So Jane is the tool specifically very useful for finding out the reviewers. Yes. Any more queries? It was nice to talk with all of you, and I think I have done with the queries. Is Gupta sir online or anybody from organizers?
Yes, if participants have any query, please free to ask. I hope we are done with the question answer session. So, I, Professor Nilaja Deshmukh, here to present a vote of thanks for today's session by Dr. Madhavi Pradhan ma'am. On behalf of online HTTP members and other faculty members of Department of Computer Science and Engineering, Professor Ram Meghe, Institute of Technology Research, Badnera, Amravati, presents a sincere thanks for sharing your deep knowledge and valuable knowledge about open access publishing with us. We are thankful for your time and a great support. We are also thankful for having you with us throughout the session. I would also like to thank all the participants for being attentive throughout the sessions. Here, with the permission of the head, I, Ms. Nilaja Deshmukh, declared that the session is done. Thank you, ma'am.